In terms of bands, we have Self-Wound Skellige banned on Kayui's side. Full Tilt's Jackpot Syndicate is banned. Right, yes, and for game 1 here it will be the Renfri Montauk coming out from Full Tilt on blue coin. Kayui on the red coin here with the Aristocrats. Ooh, this will be interesting. A lot of locks. I'm not sure how the Koshchey will face into that. You can get a bit of value on the deploy. First scroll actually being run in this, I guess, can help with your ISIS companions, early ISIS companions. And just using the curse scroll to get some extra thinners out here. Yeah, you're right, Mattel. No more ladder for me this month.
Stay true to our way, we must always.
Yeah, Full Tilt might be Team Triss, which we'll see how well it goes for you if you decide to be on Team Triss. Okay.
Please wait, Your Excellency. Falling behind.
A pleasure to bleed you.
So we see the Caravan ramp up. Note that they didn't have the bonded, but because on the deploy ranged, they spawn a copy. Technically the deploy triggers before like the unit counts is being played, so it triggers the highwaymen but not the bonded effect, I believe. But yeah, that's a lot of thinning coming out already from this Renfri deck. And yeah, probably more thinning on the side of the monsters here. Aristocrats get a little bit done, but not much. They just play their stuff out and get out quite quickly. Yeah, there's the Montauk deck drawing into that Koshchey. No Caranthea right now. So yeah, that's gonna hurt quite a bit actually if you decide to go for like a hard bleed. Unfortunate as well that a little bit concerned about board space in such a long round here. But he respects the bleed here, plays an early Emir in response to the Dragon Lava. That will start to give spine to everything that gets played, potentially ramping us up to a really big Citrus Aristocrat later on. But we do have a bricked Ardfiend, as I assume the final mulligan. You wouldn't have kept that otherwise, because you would really be expecting the monsters to be pushing here. That is going to be quite tough. Oh no, the Emir would have drawn it. Yeah, the Emir screws you over if you get super unlucky there. So, yikes. So I guess Full Tilt misses the Caranthea, the Emir bricks for Kayui. And yeah, if Full Tilt has keen eyes, would have noticed that, yeah, the Ardfiend was not on board despite a Gold Aristocrat being played. If you notice that, then suddenly you might be a whole lot emboldened to continue in a bleed. But yeah, Dame comes down along with this Flagman, but Lord Riptide doesn't really like that. Not one for fancy parties and thirsty dames, just drags their hat and big anchor through the whole party and takes the dame down to a watery grave. Alright, how do you progress here? You can play your other pikemen, can get you kind of like 4 bleeding per turn, not bad here. But you don't really have a dame to double up on that with. Roderick can be used to get you a gold, in particular Usurper, Rosa, or Masquerade Ball. Show you 2 of those 3. You want the ball to get another dame, that might be the correct kind of play. Also a ball would, I think, very quickly kind of force Full Tilt out of the round. Between the Cyclops and the Lock, I expect dames to be dealt with fairly quickly. And Xsub, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. That is really kind of you. Thank you so much, you're absolutely amazing. I cannot thank you enough. The thing with the bleeding, however, is it does make the units go quite low for full tilt, and that does mean that if you go for an Orchid Mantrap Infusion, it's quite easy to trigger those thrives for those units. So now there are 4 thrive units on full tilt's side of the board. I have a feeling this was probably searching for a bowl and it was not found. Then we see the Rosa, which isn't bad necessarily, but I don't think it's super amazing either, because it will be staying up 6 power here. It is quite vulnerable to a Cyclops on the Lord Reptide. And yes, so ultimately that Rosa played for like 2 points, right? It's a really risky card. If it doesn't work, you're in a pretty bad spot, and you can see this point deficit extending. The Roderick gets replayed, decides, I really need to find this ball. Is the coup gone? Which means you also don't want to commit the Joachim this round. At least there is the Philippe and the ST Aristocrats to help test this here. And with all the bleeding, this Dame getting quite big, I do expect it, however, to get locked. Also note the coup playing the Roderick onto the ranged row to allow the Emir to actually get a good seize onto the Roderick. On the melee row, it was an option previously, but it would have denied the coup on the other pikeman, which is not what you want. Almost catching back up here for Kaiui. I think the better play here for full tilt might be to kind of just forget about your Montauk right now. It'll still be decently big, but you have your Koshchey and you have guaranteed access to Karanthir as well, because your deck has 5 cards in it. You got the ball out, you didn't go a card down. That was a really good pass, I'd say, for full tilt. Yeah, Kaiui able to just establish the odd fiend there, but looking a little bit dire now. So there is the leader for which can be used on a Koshchey. Potentially good with Joachim can even proc the Koshchey Thrive. This is where the Pella might come in quite important. And finds the Sir Scratch Lot as well. Yeah, there's the Karanthir. Yeah, unfortunate draws earlier on in the game for full tilt. But the good thing about this deck is that if you thin so much in the round 1, you thin so much earlier in the game, you're left with exactly 5 cards at this point, going into round 3 left in the deck. You're guaranteed to find whatever you want. So there's a reason we have this age-old quote in Gwent, thinning is winning, and you're seeing that right here. Guaranteeing full tilt access to the key cards they require.
A superb specimen.
In terms of golds, I believe we have, yeah, all golds found here for Kaiui. Cat is a bit of an unfortunate thing to try to play into because it has immunity, quite difficult to deal with. Probably is just time for the Usurper to come down, I would expect.
And the prepare to suffer and die.
With full tilt hanging onto this lock, I think the lock has to be used onto the Philippe. Ooh, early Karanthir. Arguably too early because it's only getting a drone, and that not being a lava is potentially disastrous if it gets dealt with early on here. The Philippe being used does trigger the immediate thrive. Again, doesn't matter because it's just a drone, but it does get locked out. So yes, we can use the Purify here. It's not a terrible play by any means because it will also, the Pella play will help trigger the Thrive. But yeah, okay. Instead we have the lot coming onto the Philippe. I think that's more pressing. You need the Philippe dealt with before you can try to progress your own Koshchey shenanigans. NG Aristocrats played gives us another possible use of Ard Fiend. I guess the Aristocrat is going to go down to the bottom of the deck, leading onto Groggery. Stain is growing. Sleep. Goes for the Koshchey and the leader. Surprised we don't see the Pella first here. And doesn't click the cat either. We can use the leader here. And then Servant can basically be another lock, because there'll be 2 locks in total on these Koshcheys. Yeah, this could be like, say, leader Joachim turn. Also, actually, it's known that the Joachim is pulling a Servant. Servant is the top card. You can just Joachim a Servant, and it'll pull the Koshchey. Alternatively, if you do want, you can use your leader on the Koshchey now to just use the Joachim to, you know, proc the Koshchey as well. Your own Koshchey at that point. Servant is never bad here, you could just lock the additional lava. It looks like the leader might be preserved here. I don't mind that because of how this cat is still existing. It's the mage infiltrated down. Oh, they're both agents. I guess it's kind of a non-matter. There's 4 agents and 1 aristocrat. Okay, we have damage by 6, destroy 8 or less, spawn a base copy. Curse of Lust could have been interesting depending on how the Luster leader progressed. Okay, so it's, yeah, 6 damage and played the lowest provision unit. Lowest provision unit is an Orchid Man Trap. That is very good if you do get like a 1-turn Purify potentially. You can lost the Usurper, but it won't seize these because they don't have Spying, if that's what you're thinking. Because you need them to have Spying to seize them. Yeah, as Entropy says. So, yeah, with a bit of a lack of good targets, we see the Servant being used here. I'm a bit surprised by that. I would have expected it to just be the coup onto the Joachim, being the better play this turn. We do have a pretty big Montauk finisher here. So yeah, now's the Pella being used here along with the Orchid Man Trap to get the double proc the Koshcheys. Or the single Koshchey, and might even be a Cataclysm as well. Okay, so cat being played there. What do you imposter here? It is the cat. I mean, I think that makes a whole lot of sense. Joachim gets replayed for a Fang. Poison isn't achieving awfully much here. And the Montauk will be enough to take this. Additional Thrive procs are pretty sweet. That's a 7-point win here for the monsters. Yeah, quite an interesting game. Could have gone a lot different if our round 2 draws were a little bit different. If Full Tilt finds the Karanthe, if Coyote doesn't break the Ard Fiend off of the Amir play. So, game 2 of this series is the Blue Coin Northern Realms for Coyote. That's not a surprise. This Northern Realms deck, like most Northern Realms decks, loves their blue coins. I don't think we've seen much Northern Realms today actually at all, have we? Up against the ST Renfri. So this is a semi-similar matchup to something we've seen before. Though Full Tilt's a bit different to some of the ST Renfri lists we've sort of seen played by Lirio and the likes. Running the Triss means you have a few less control options for earlier on in the game. For example, if you want to contest, you really need to go hard with like say, Dwarven Chariot into Zoltan Warriors, trying to shut down these Reavers. Like, yeah, you're happy to play that and your leader. Slight problem with that is Full Tilt has bridged their leader here, so that's really not great for them. Early Idarin immediately getting locked, but it's kind of done its job here in helping getting an additional Reaver Hunters. So that'll us up to 4 Reaver Hunters in total. We could even be using the reinforcements to get even more of them. Yeah, no, I believe there's only... Oh, actually there's a casting contest in this deck. Interesting. I don't think most of the Golden Echo lists we've seen of this kind are in casting contest, but I mean, definitely fits if you're able to get your Reaver Scout to get casting contested. Perhaps instead to develop the Arbalist rather than taking maybe a slightly too early reinforcements on the Reavers. And I guess Full Tilt right now is not too fussed about the Reavers, because 2 chariots, that's sort of 2 armor per turn, it's kind of negating a lot of the damage the Reavers are putting out right now. Zoltan, of course, could be used to kill Reavers. Wouldn't be spawning Rowdy Dwarves, however, because Zoltan Warrior on a kill doesn't get to spawn. The first leader being used to kill off the Arbalist along with the Skirmisher. Skirmisher dies though. Yeah, Reinforced Blisters combining to shoot down the lone dwarf. Reavers are just popping away at this armor bit by bit. Now is when the Omega starts to look pretty good. It sort of doubles the value of Reinforced Ballistas. So then you'd be looking at kind of like 8 points of damage pings per turn. Probably looking at, yeah, trying to secure a kill onto this chariot so armor is not being provided anymore. Meta can be quite good here, it's sort of just extending the round. The problem is it would draw into the Golden Egg, which is hard. You don't want to play in this round here for Kaiui. On the flip side of things, it does give your opponent a 4 provision unit, which they very likely might like to play. Unless it's something like a Brocklon Center. We see the, I think maybe we saw the leader being moused over here for Kaiui. Opts not to go for it. The, yeah, Dwarven Chariot's staying around for a little bit longer. Okay, here's the aggressive Zoltan play. Sets up another potential engine here for kills off the one of the Reinforced Blisters. Actual full leader here. Okay, this is just super aggressive, securing the round. Spending a lot to do so, but kind of fine by that. Classic Red Queen abuse. Kind of just chilling the round, decides, you know what, wouldn't it be nice if I just won this on even? So just throws out a high provision golden leader. With the current draws that Kaiui has, Matt is guaranteed to find Golden Necker because it's at 10 provisions. And the Golden Echo only has Casting Contest as a special remaining in the deck. You'll be guaranteed to find that, which if you're able to have a Reaver Scout sitting on board, that can be very, very scary if it has like a valid target. Would not be surprised if Full Tilt goes for a very hard push here. Slight problem is that the Triss Meteor Shower is missing. That is kind of the big sort of tool you want on this kind of. You're destroying a unit, damage all by 1 or spawn a base copy. I just expect the destroyer 8 or less will be poison. Poison. Taken here. Seems like the most obvious choice, especially against a super engine heavy deck like this. Cooldown 8. Not bad if you want to use your leader early here. 4 on a pass is never bad, or additional damage. Okay, just going all in on the damage.
We dance, for young is the night.
Early matter. Gives Dwarven Skirmisher over to Full Tilt. One of the better draws, I'd say, by far, because you could have found the Volunteers or the Sentinel. And yeah, you would not have been happy with any of those, I think. The annoying thing now is, Kyrie doesn't have an answer for this skirmisher, so now there's just 3 damage sitting on board for Full Tilt to combine with anything they like. And that's especially scary when you have this Double Thunder Arch, which is 3 damage in and of its own right. Oh wait, oh there's still Decree in deck, okay. That's what I said about the casting contest. Was a not quite accurate statement. I wonder what you go for here. Could just be an Arbalist along with the leader potentially. Ooh. Ship Ballist is kind of spicy.
I'm a boss.
Okay, yeah, nice roll on the ping there. And opt to just use both of them right now. The Golden Necker is committed, but able to stay ahead here for Kayui, and now I think the game plan is just want to stay ahead by enough so you're able to save like your Vernon Roach for the round 3. You'll have that good short round play, because generally speaking, like this Renfri deck is a lot more mid-range, he has a stronger short round. What I would expect Full Tilt to do now is kind of just give up on the round, especially without the Triss. I don't think you have the points to realistically catch up. Especially with, say, the Ship Ballista and this Onega kind of staring you down right in your face. But play out the cards you're willing to toss away. You can play your Berserker, play your Volunteers, so on and so forth.
Of my affection for you.
Just chill. Funny thing is, we could see a very greedy Ship Ballista being used to boost one of these units in deck to high heavens.
Hi-ho, hi-ho.
If you missed it, our Renfri here is Curse of Pride, destroy an enemy unit with 8 or less power, and the blessing is a split of 6 damage picks. Pretty good in this kind of matchup, I would say. Definitely help in just shutting down a lot of these Reaver scouts. Have the Double Mana Arch though, playing for the points. Probably worth a bit less than the Renfri's gain in the short round, especially if you don't have additional targeted damage to set up the Bowman skirmish. Largely being played, yeah. Skirmisher remaining. Two reinforcements getting us another. This.
Not your lucky day.
Hey, Ignite playing for 12 here. I don't mind it. Yeah, actually I quite like it. Ignite's enough to help you just stay in this round for Full Tilt. And try to just bleed out awkward combo pieces here for Kyrie. What do you commit here? Okay, the Vernon Roche is coming.
Protect the
Gladly
queen.
help. I love to see it.
Yeah, this is probably now just time for get out. Yep. I have mixed feelings about the Roche. I don't know if Full Tilt would have kept playing if you just played a Cincinnati Royal Guard here. I think the Roche was a bit early in my opinion, but I'm not. You see a boosted wagon after that ship ballista went through. And between the Oak, I think, yeah, game here is just shut down the Cinch Royal Guards, and there's not much the Northern Realms can do. And with open deck lists, Filter should know the last card is likely to be generated here, especially with it not being played first. I would say this is looking really good for Full Tilt as long as they kill the Central Guard. Because if that happens, then everything on Kaiwi's side does not work, which is why we see the Reaver Scout having to be played first. And we're gonna protect it. Yeah, that's fair entropy. I've casted this Northern Realms deck a lot, but I haven't played or played against it very much myself. Leaves it at 3 power. The only, and yeah, it would have been going through the deck list with no skirmishes remaining. The only way for it to die would be a Curse of Pride being used. But if that happens, then it should be quite possible to get the Central Guard to stick. Okay. Yeah, and it is kind of forced early. There's the early leader. What that means is the Central Guard should be... Oh, okay. I mean, I guess it's basically equivalent here. Having this live. Central Guards will be some points here, but with only 3 Central Royal Guards, I don't think it's going to be enough. There's still Uruk and Triss playing for quite a lot of points here in this pretty short length round. Or, okay, sorry, 4 Royal Guards in total. I could be underestimating them, to be fair. This last casting contest will play for like 19 points. It's not bad, it's more than an Oak. You know, it might be enough, actually. I wasn't counting the base Central Guard, so yeah, the 4th might do it. I guess the question is casting contest worth more than a Triss Meteor Shower? 5, 7... I think it is, by 1. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Another super close game there. Full Tilt takes it though. So now to win the series it needs to be a reverse sweep. Ayui needs to get a win with all 3 non-banned decks up against this Triss Meteor Showers Pirates deck. Bounty, what's the start here? I think it should have a decent time. Bounty doesn't mind if the opponent is playing all these high power units, because that just means the bounty is even bigger to collect. So early boat, we see you're playing uninteractive. I think the right decision. Yeah, so it is a Witch Hunter Executioner to clean up one of the boats and potentially threaten a kill onto the second. One thing to note is that to run the Triss in some of these bigger points units, as well as this Roach, Filter has given up a bit of control in this deck. Notably, there's no Heat Wave, there's no Tall Pun. Did we discard? Okay, discard to the Bewitch Quartermaster. Got buffed enough to be included, but not buffed enough to not get discarded, sadly. Yeah, this Demon Smuggler is quite scary here when played next to this Uncrate Longship. However, if Full Tilt wants to kill off this Executioner, you either have to, I think, commit Bjorn or... could just be... okay. Or you could use your Decree. Ranged Corsair will get the Cataclysm. All the hits onto that solo unit on the row. But enough bleeding was given very nicely here that the bounty on the boat will be collected. Yeah. Demon Smuggler does get played before the boat falls to pieces with blood seeping through the boards. I don't really know how that works. And it's just more bronze bounty specials being played, playing on interactive, trying to make it a bit hard. And with no boat, it could be potentially awkward if there was, say, like a different pirate in hand trying to get played. Instead, Full Tilt has like a couple of... either just pass this is a pretty big point gap. Although maybe Witch Hunter Executioner have a decent time just catching up itself. Alternatively, maybe develop your KO Troll here, but that would kind of force you into playing a lot harder into the first 2 rounds of the game to get use out of the order. Goes for the more sort of, less aggressive play, I guess. I don't know, it depends on what you call aggressive. Just goes for the pass because it's getting a bit awkward. Very gold heavy hand. Your cheaper golds, like the Raiding Fleet, didn't target to be played. Coyote does have to overprofit a bit playing this Executioner. This is not a jackpot list, so overprofit does kind of cost you coinage. Should have gotten a bigger bank. Right. A little bit of bleeding. A self-poison would be sufficient to get enough bleeding to get ahead. Then yeah, we'll be going into a long round 3, it looks like. Opts to go instead for the Salamander Assassin. Flex on the bounty. Yeah, Full Tilt's hand is pretty sweet. Having the Croc in hand to get additional armor to help protect him is very nice. And you also have your Bjorn and your Terror of the Seas, which is almost everything you could ask for. I'd say the cherry on top would have been if you had your Justiana, maybe a Demon Light Longship as well, but it was pretty good still. Find the Triss. It's like the Justiana is still missing, but with the Maxi being played, you can try to help guarantee that you'll be able to find her. Apparently the answer to do you find Justiana would be a resounding no. You might very likely see the shuffled off the Maxi coming through. And it's just a setup of a trolled. Out comes the Great Sword. It doesn't really matter, because I don't think there's a way to really bring the Great Sword back. On either side, it's yeah. So. At least the Golden Neck was found. Handle is here as well. The Golden Neck will find the Salamander hideout. We still haven't seen Roach come into play yet. Yeah, no gold unit has actually been played even by Coyote yet. Or gold card, I mean. Nichols was summoned, not played. Alright. What do you lead with here as the pirates? Truck is the obvious choice, Grunt. And help give armor to your Bjorn, you Terror of the Seas, your Justiana. Yep. Golds tend to get the most value out of your armor, so may as well use it. On the other hand, you could try to go for the early Geller, make use of its immunity. but then you're vulnerable to clashing from proc. Oh, good matter. Probably a bit safer to, yeah, just develop your candle. Roach comes out as a body, makes your golden necker safer to actually play if you want to go for it earlier on in this round. And also lets you boost things and provides a bit of a block against. And yeah, like I don't think you can really afford to develop the Geller either here. Because you need the Roach to effectively end the turn at 4 power, so the Geller isn't the guaranteed target on the Croc. But that would mean that your... If the Roach was 4 or less at the end of the turn, then a leader and a longship could combine to kill it. Even Pirate with the Croc would end up. So instead, the Croc needs to die, basically. So with that, we see the leader being used by Coyote here. Now, full tilt. Kill this Menge. You have a bit of a problem. Terror of the Seas is kind of your toll punish without a heat wave. It's only at 6 armor right now. And yeah, like I remember in the round 1, we only saw minimal units. The boats being killed ASAP. I don't think the Assassin and the Knickers really damaged. The Assassin didn't, maybe the Knickers did. Yeah, there hasn't been that much armor gain so far. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've only seen like 4 armor come through total. 2 damage units, so I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, basically, more of the story. Full tilt can't really kill this Menge, it's a bit too big. That will be a lot of bounties being provided each turn, which is very, very scary if there is a bounty spender which is able to stick onto the board. And currently, that would have to be the Freak Show. Instead, the way to do it is you do need to use your Clash, double leader along with the Demon Pirate. Making use of the high base power there kills off the Meng. Now with the Croc not alive, you can finally kind of develop the Geller, but like, you'll only get 1 more turn. Oh, I mean yeah, at the end of next turn it's not going to have the immunity anymore. You don't really get an opportunity to boost it, because the opponent has sort of first right of interaction after the Geller loses immunity. Here comes the Koshchey. You're going to threaten with the additional Croc. The answer is yes. Put additional armor onto the Bjorn, the Justiana, the Terror of the Seas. And again, the Croc needs to die. But the question is, how do you kill Croc? Go for the morale, get a bit of a fork going. If the opponent kills the morale, then good for you, you can just follow up with your own fist tech. But yeah, or you can just play the Freak Show. Now, I know that there's no more ways to apply bounty except potentially whatever the Golden Neck gives us here. The efficient use of the 1 damage on the bounty leader to kill the Croc off. You're not having to spend 2 coins to deal 1 damage. Yellow loses the immunity here. But 5 power, it's quite vulnerable. I think full tilt isn't having the hookers. Has decent shots at a ranged Corsair right now, nothing amazing. But the most obvious answer to the Geller would be the Bjorn. Might be a bit early for them.
Fire.
Whoever harvests leaves stays in these woods for good. Got it?
I'm surprised that the Geller actually got to live there. Helps protect the Roland. Welcome back, Mato. We are in round 3 here. Full Tilt Pirates have been doing a decent job dismantling the praised bounty givers. It's the good thing with the Cataclysm is it makes it so the creature needs to be protected now. When is this called a Necker being used? Okay, now.
Yield and save me some time.
Rather go, yeah, for the Purify or the Poison. I feel like the Poison... Okay. Okay, no, with the Freak Show this makes a lot of sense, actually, if you have the coinage. And if you want coins, well, you can just Purify your Serenova. Yeah, you can give bounty to the Great Big Pirate. Or not.
Don't blame me. Blame bloody society.
I would say you kill the pirate here. Okay, instead you protect the Freak Show.
Think long and hard on that one, did you?
That was a rope, and probably a game and series costing rope. That's just unfortunate. You hate to see it.
I'll shatter my ass with your teeth.
And Yusiana just high rolls onto the Geller as an insult to injury. Yeah. Okay, the bounty has last say. They have the big threat of the Ignatius. It is 18 points.
In my trade, I am a great artist.
I'm not sure what the best use of coinage here is. This is pretty big. The Peller is not a good finish. Might still be able to catch up here, to be honest. Like, I know this looks bad, but you have the ability to spend coins. I think it's enough. I think it's enough. The poison is able to deal with enough of the toll units, such that the 18-point Ignatius takes us over the edge. But yeah, huge congrats to Kairi for not giving up in the face of such an unfortunate rope. We have a series on our hands, guys. Attempts to reverse sweep incoming? 1, 2, 3. The second series, however, was postponed because Xanthiax's internet was not working, so that will be happening at noon CET tomorrow. On probably Matol's channel, unless someone else casts it. I potentially might, maybe Salty would be, no, Salty wouldn't be awake by then. Yeah, Pirate's high end is, nah. I mean, Pure and Terror of the Seas is good, but the other stuff, it's not really good. Like, Yusiana feels like it gets a lot less value, sort of points per provisions, compared to Terror of the Seas and Bjorn. Hello, Lyria. Welcome, welcome. Joining us here on the first series in Brazil vs UK. Ultu is leading us 2-1 up against Kayui. We got a very interesting win in the last game after an unfortunate rope resulted in a Geller double poison on their own Freak Show. But yeah, managed to start us off with a potential reverse sweep here. Question now is, how easily will the Pirates be able to deal with the many engine threats the Northern Realms Necker list puts out? See, Mutual Generator being played just after the Reavers. Probably trying to get a little bit of carryover now onto some 5 prov units sitting in the deck. Okay, aggressive play with the Corsair, I like it. Kills off one of the Reavers, gets rid of the bonded.
Glad to help. Failure to see.
Ooh, it's a bit of an unfortunate kind of sequencing. So the Margarita, because it's not a deploy lock, gets damaged by the ship. Boosted by the mutual generator back up to 6, but it'll very quickly get damaged by the Cataclysm down to 4. And that's 2 bits of damage, quite a lot of armor generation here.
Let's go.
Yeah, well, first game, yeah, not great results. We'll see how we go here. Managing to deal with some of the Reavers early on. Yeah, big commitment with Reaver Scout number 1 being played along with a leader charge, helping set up another Reaver. Yeah, this is the base Reaver, hasn't spawned its copy yet. Yeah, the problem I have though, like here, it feels so weird, but okay, you have pings on your... Maybe you can just Demon Smuggler, to be fair. Play your other Demon Smuggler, that's 4 bits of damage. Hope the Cataclysm gets the kill. It seems so scuffed, but it could work. What else? What are we going for here then? Oh, are we gonna use a second leader? Okay, really aggressive play. I don't mind it, because you really do want the round control against this Golden Necklace.
You one of us or not?
We'll see if that happens, NG. Wait.
With a crit.
Oh, okay, that was just the reinforcements. I was like, no way you're committing your second Reaver Scout in round 1. Okay, that was just from reinforcements. Second leader committed is huge in this kind of matchup. But to be fair, with Full Tilt not having their own leader, that it does kind of gimp a lot of the damage potential that they have. Reavers finally survives a little bit. Start to develop a little bit more. Not coming down on the back row, helping get a little bit of deck boost set up for later on. Yeah, this Onager not looking so hot. Wagon... I'm not sure how Wagon's gonna... Okay, one Reaver's dead. Is a potential pass, but I don't think he'd take it. Yeah, you have your Reavers, 2 of them alive, but it is enough. Reinforced Blister will help you a little bit staying in this. Wagon's looking not great. Onager's questionable, with only sort of 1 order per turn. Quite a bit of armor achieved right now. Yeah, that's enough to get ahead, with all the Cataclysm pings missing that armor. Unfortunately for Full Tilt, there's no Krak, no Terror of the Season, or Bjorn in hand to really benefit from the armor. Like the Yusianas, it's good to get armor on, but yeah, there's a whole lot of other things that you would have wanted in hand here potentially. But also, not having them in hand means you can actually contest this round a lot longer just by playing bronzes, which is what we've seen. Semi-aggressive Wagon here. I say that in that it's quite a slow play. It does force out the Pella, it does give the potential of a pass here for Haley. It does force out a semi-significant card in the Yustiana. Yustiana can really sort of shut down an early round development from the opposing player. Having that out here is maybe a slight relief. I'm not sure how great Triss would be in a short round potentially. I mean, you'd have a Demon Pirate here. You can Fukusha another. I'd definitely get rid of the Armor Smith here. It's not very good. You're not bad, and this hand might be as good as you're getting. Decides to mull the bronze. Finds a Quartermaster. I think that's a downgrade. That's not going to help on a push. Decree is found for Kayui.
To arms, men.
Might just have to be used to find the Matahuri to grant access to the Golden Neko. Yeah, this is, yeah, like it's always weird, kind of just lead with like a quartermaster. What is the opponent going to do with that? Like instinctively they want to get ahead because it's not a big play.
Do not make me beg.
However, with the Mata here, you know there is the Golden Nectar in hand. That gives you a very potential lead target. And also, the Mata does give you quite a cheap bronze that you're happy to just play into this round with. You see the longship coming out on the back row here. But yeah, the rows are split, making the tryst not great. Here's the Golden Necker being used with the casting contest, basically just to go on seal.
Reavers.
It's not bad, kind of does the job. Finds another ship ballista.
What do you mean, witch pulling?
This probably is card advantage here for Kayui. I don't know how much food it would gain from bleeding themselves. I mean, I expect Eder would basically sort of just be the play. Probably the least valuable card in hand right now. Like Fortilt would love, say, like to have this K Trolled right now. Plays you a not so great card, gives you a very good flash. I think you need to save the Fukushi for round 3. Okay, it is just quite a bit saved here. Quite a bit saved indeed. Yeah, I expect the Arbus to be mulliganed. Right now, you basically just want to go all in on the Suntran Royal Guards. That's the short round play. You want your Ildico, I think, quite a lot here. And does manage to find the Ildico. The other side of the things, Triss has a Demon Pirate, K-Troll was found, but I think, ooh. For the first say, we just seen Arbalist. Cook 2002, thank you for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the. In response to the Arbalist, it's just a K Troll. Brings out the Uncrate Warrior, a bit of bleeding on Arbalist. Alright. So in terms of control, there's minimal Terror of the Seas, a 6 Clash Brawn, and a Demon Pirate. Yeah. Omega missed. Maybe fine. And yeah, full tilt. Kayui just wants to kill units to minimize the truth value. I'm surprised the Roach wasn't played back row. Especially if you'd expect like if the Kush to be played front row to get the rain value, you'd be able to sort of split the rows by playing the Roach back row, minimizing potentially 2 extra points on the press. I have a feeling you might be right now.
Taking on new swabbies. What do you say?
Armor Smith being put into the graveyard by the Demon Pirate. There's certainly 5 turns of rain, and that's when the KH hold is used. Ooh. Potentially problematic, because now the Cincinnati Royal Guards will live for free.
Disgusting old man. His mere touch is revolting.
Parentheses is starting to gain armor. It's at 3 now. Bjorn kills off the Ildiko.
Know that you enter here.
It damages the Bjorn. Thinks that they'll be able to kill the Bjorn before the Triss comes through. Or potentially you'd revert to the Roach if the Arbalest dies and doesn't get a ping.
Can't let you through elsewhere.
The Arbalest does die though.
Shit, I knew it. I told you so, you idiot.
What's the play with the Idarin here?
Sound the alarm.
Surprised you don't just lead with the Idarin, or are you gonna... Ooh. That's a risky hold, generally speaking, unless you really just don't think the Terror of the Seas is big enough. Or you've done the maths and you say that even if the Terror of the Seas kills my Reaver Scout here, I'm able to win with my remaining cards. Even against a tree. But at that point, then it kind of doesn't matter what you do. Yeah. Maybe just thought it needs to risk it for the biscuit. And yeah, I think that's a very tasty biscuit. Yeah, it looks like Kyrie will be able to secure the win most likely. I don't think the Triss is going to be big enough. I said that last game. And I will say it again this game.
How can I help?
Know that you enter here.
I don't think it was known for Koshchey was the last card round 1. Pirates going first, up against the Aristocrats. We'll see if Kyrie is able to, you know, not draw into the odd fiend when the Emir is played this time. Early ship, early lock, standard trade to start the game. Another ship. Oh no, there's no second lock. I guess it's just gonna be a hunting back and pass then. China vs France score is yeah, so China won the first series 3-1. Violet Kieran, yeah, took down Killer Ganon. The second game got postponed to tomorrow, however, because of Zampiax's internet not behaving. So yes, you'll have to wait for tomorrow to know what the result of that is. I don't know much to say there. It's kind of standard round 1 of just the red queen player giving it up. We did see the Fangs of the Empire discarded, because otherwise it would have been damaged and given armor to everything in Full Tilt's hand. We did see Full Tilt setting up the EK Troll towards the tail end of the round 1 though. That does signify, of course, that a push should be coming in, and yeah, trying to make it a bit more difficult for Coyote to establish engines and threats in this round 2. Ship is down. This looks like an Emir to start with.
There's but one punishment for traitors.
I had a mini heart attack for a second when I saw a gold card coming from the Emir, but no, the Ardfiend is not bricked this time. It does summon onto the board. It's the Usurper being drawn instead. And knowing Full Tilt, I would not be surprised if this just immediate deranged Corsair into leader on the other pikeman. Yeah. Full Tilt seems to love just using the leaders on these kind of players, and to be fair here, can't really say it would be a bad choice. Okay, doesn't actually use the leader. Lets the other pikeman live for one more turn. Interesting. I mean, there is no purifier, so you're not worried about that. Okay, I like this. Yeah, I think you're right too. But what Coyote is able to do here is, by playing the ball early, is basically saying, okay, if you want to play into this round, you're going to go down a card. If you don't want to play into this round, give me my 10 card round 3 with me having first say. Also, if you do go for that long round, well then suddenly your KO Troll now isn't getting any value with the order. You see the Emir getting up, well sorry, the pikeman next to the Emir getting cleaned up. Emir is still here, but maybe not for long. Unless something else is played front row here, Emir is dead to rights. Ooh, Dame is quite high up in the list here. Wonder if you put that to the bottom or if you hold on to that. Yeah, Full Tilt playing into this. Hasn't used the EK Troll click yet, but yeah, is now facing down double Danes. Double Danes, and if nothing is done, very soon they'll become double-digit double Danes. Unfortunate for Coyote that this K Troll click is used here, because otherwise that would have been double-digit double Danes, denying deliverance of the double round win to... Instead, we just see the Rosa and Edna. I guess we get another 4-power spying unit. The Rosa might not actually die here, granted. But the Rose has been very underwhelming today. Like, for a 9-power unit, it's played for 2 points a surprising amount of the time. 8 armor, Terror of the Seas. I mean, that would do the trick. You also have Decree for quite a few things. That is a lot of gold still in deck here for Full Tilt. One leader. 2... Triss. Oh, offensive Triss. That's cute. Don't mind that. Deals with the Emir, deals with the Rosa and Edna. But there is this coup now which can be used onto the Triss. Granted, I don't think the current board state is such that that is such a great way to go, but it is there. See the Philippe. Is this gonna be enough to get ahead? I don't think so. This is gonna be a pass for full tilt. Playing into this is starting to get quite scary, I think. I'm not sure how you should best navigate this if you're full. Leap is something you'd have to answer if you want to stay in here. Which is, yeah, why we see the pass go through here. This is a big commitment, because it means that a lot of the stuff remaining isn't nearly as good. Like your Demon Pirates, they're wholesome 9 power plays, but it's kind of questionable against poisons and imposter leaders and all that jazz. Early drawn to the Croc. The Croc I feel like might just get imposter immediately. In the Roderick mulligan because there are no gold cards remaining in deck here for Kayui. Okay. What do you lead with here? Dame is maybe a bit hopeful to be led this early. Definitely want to combine it with an Odd Fiend to try to get it, I mean, even above 6 power if you can. If you play Dame the same turn you leader, that could potentially be good.
There's a nice ring to it, has it not?
Yeah, Full Tilt is drawn into all the golds. So it is just an absolute gold showdown right now. NG Aristocrats leading the charge for Kayui here. Not the scariest engine, but maybe something you still might want to answer with, say, this Justiana. Probably, yeah, quite inefficient. It would be ironic if the Pirates finally win where they get, like, not that much value out of the Triss, I'd say. Or, I mean, to be fair, it was actually a decent trick. And it allows these better control tools like the Terror of the Seas, the Bjorn, the Justiana to be held onto the round 3 by using the Triss for the removal in that round 2.
A taste of more.
Here comes Dame. He's the leader. He has an Aristocrat and an Agent. The Dame can go up to 6. But it is very vulnerable to a Bjorn. Yeah, that's a lot of emissaries. Okay, yeah, I don't think they're amazing. Koshchey can get some really good rain value as well. But yeah, I mean, this is a no-brainer. You just use the Bjorn to kill the thirsty Dame. Rock is a 1 point of damage every 2 turns. Oi, oi, oi. So there's 2 servants, a Fangs, and a Hunter. What's I guess okay, Joachim onto a servant is probably by far the best play here. With how much bleeding is on this Croc, you can copy that bleeding over. Croc is a quarter of a marine, exactly. Yeah, Sov is certainly stronger than Triss because of the... Or you could play both of them together. Yeah, with the crew though as well, yeah. I mean, as Entropy is kind of mentioning it. Yeah, it needs to be, Full Tilt needs to be very careful, because Odd Fiend can definitely give spying to any gold, but in particular, yeah, Fukush is the one you gotta be worried about, because yeah, like, that would be able to potentially give over a... like another Philippe getting rezzed. Probably the best. Technically a Rosa, but I don't think that's as great. a lot of points here with Joachim the Spying. I mean, these emissaries aren't amazing, but with the Seditious and the Usurper, they'll each be boosted by 1 for each emissary. Okay, there's the Terror of the Seas. Kills off the Usurper. That's one of the big engines that Kaiui had sticking. It's no longer sticking, it is very much unsticking. Solid little emissary boosting up the Kruk. Luciana? And Luciana's a real solid 16-point play there. Able to close up the point gap to a large degree. Both players have a gold and a bronze. Bronze is a kind of cancel if you include the Kruk ping. This kind of crew up against Fukusha, what's it gonna be? Yeah, I think that's definitely correct. Yeah, sure, just go for the emissary first. No rush on the Kruk because you'll be able to use them next turn anyways. Holding the Fukusha to last turn is probably correct. But it's also bad because you're maybe only res like a Demon Smuggler. Until the Joachim goes to the graveyard. Which will definitely appear as an option. Here's a Van Morlen Servant. Copies a good number of statuses. There we go. And moves an Aristocrat down, gives some bleeding onto that Joachim. Alright. Fukusha. Joachim is definitely in sight there. Is it chosen? It is chosen. Gets a 9-point Demon Pirate, but it is still short. The resurrected Joachim is not enough. The reverse sweep completes. Kaiui able to secure the victory here. Team Brazil not out of it just yet.